Good day, my name is Kersti Stevens and I'm a Momentum financial planner. And something I find really fulfilling about getting to do that job is that, especially in an insurance and investment space, I get to help change the narrative of what wealth means to people. I grew up in a not wealthy home. We didn't have generational wealth, we were very middle class. And I think you grow up with this attitude of, maybe I don't get to be wealthy, maybe it's only for other people. But meeting with clients on a day-to-day basis, you help to change that perspective and say, no, you know what, if you have good habits and you put it into practice and you're consistent, you can also create wealth in your lifetime and for your kids to follow you. So I enjoy that part the most. The reason for investing offshore, I think a lot of times, and today the world has gotten a lot smaller than it ever was before. And people talk a lot more about potentially immigrating or wanting their kids to be able to study abroad one day or wanting to spend some time out of the country. And being able to diversify your money and putting it all over the show helps you to be able to have currencies across the board and being able to protect your money. It's also in terms of helping clients to protect against the depreciating rand when that happens, because now you have investments in other places. So those are my main reasons. I think clients' biggest concern when investing internationally is, will my money be safe? They want to know that they're putting it with a legitimate space. And then also I think something that's important and that I worry about is making sure that the currency is diversified. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket where you've only invested in pounds, because if that depreciates, then you have a problem. So I think a good diversification of your funds. Another motivator I would say is to make sure that we have a huge fund selection. You know, don't want to be stuck where you only have one or two options, but you want to have a nice vast option across the board. When trying to guide clients through offshore decisions, one of the big problems is explaining to clients that you don't have instant access to your money anymore. I think this is something that people need to understand, is the liquidity of their money. It's a long-term game when you're investing offshore. So you want to know that you're in it for the long haul so that your money can really grow to where you want it to be. But then to make sure that clients understand you can't just get to the money in an emergency. So making sure that we have products as a backup to address that. And then also currency fluctuates. So getting people to understand that not just in terms of rands, but the pound, dollars, all of that goes up and down. So again, it's that long-term perspective to safeguard against that. When choosing an investment offshore platform partner, something that's a big priority for me is making sure that it's easy to get the information, right? It's easily accessible in terms of reporting. We want to be able to log on, see what the money's doing, where it is, and Momentum Wealth International is always really great about reporting in multiple currencies, which not everywhere does. So you'll be able to look at it from a different perspective. When advising clients on offshore investment strategies, the most important component I would say is clients' time horizons. Like, how long are you in this for? Because if you have a long-term perspective and you have time for your money to grow, an offshore account is a fantastic way to do that. Another concern to take into account is, how is the tax going to affect my income and my tax in this country? And also, if I die, when I die, what does that look like? How do we get the funds back into my estate, and what is the process with that? And that's why you have to look at the different products to make sure that the right one is in place. Momentum Wealth and Momentum Wealth International have been really instrumental in setting up incredible relationships across the world. They've gone through the hard work and labor to get great funds and great fund managers in place to make it easily accessible for everybody. They're legitimate and they're set up properly to also safeguard my clients' funds.